Hey friends, welcome to Better with Books.
The Greatness Mindset. Unlock the power of your mind and live your best life today. Lewis, how's missing your meaningful mission? What is the mission of your life? If you don't have a clear purpose, you will always feel confusion and unfulfillment in life. Then what will happen is that you will keep changing your goals and jobs frequently and will waste your time watching TV. Life without purpose can be difficult because you will feel as if you are just observing your life. If you are not able to move forward despite working hard, you will feel frustrated and hopeless. In such a situation, you may develop unhealthy coping mechanisms to deal with a situation. Without a mission, you will keep running after one thing after another, but you will not achieve anything. To find your meaningful mission, you must first be honest with yourself. Think about your life and figure out what is important to you. Think about your passions, your strengths, and the problems you want to solve. To know your mission, you can apply the Find Your Sweet Spot exercise. It will help you discover your sweet spot by studying your passion, strength, and problem. Passion comes from love. Think of activities that make you smile, that make you feel energetic, and that you can do for free. Make a list of your passions. Don't leave anything out. It doesn't matter if you are passionate about something unrealistic or big. After this, analyze your strengths. Think about your natural strengths and acquired skills. Make a list of the skills you have been an expert in since childhood and those you have learned over the years. Finally, think about the problem you want to solve. Think about the problems you are passionate about solving. Your passion can be anything, like teaching, financial freedom, or growing vegetables. You can solve anything. You just need to have the necessary skills for it. Combining your passions, strengths, and the problem you want to solve will help you find your sweet spot and define your mission. Let's take a look at the example of Hollywood actor Dwayne Johnson, who found his mission in life. Early in his life, Johnson dreamed of becoming an NFL player. He worked hard, received an athletic scholarship, and was also a football player in college. However, Johnson's dream of becoming an AFL star was shattered after he got injured. He tried to play in the Canadian Football League, but things didn't work out here either. Johnson had neither money nor hope left. He went back to live with his parents. At that time, he had only $7 in his pocket. Despite these difficulties, he did not lose courage. Instead of giving up, Johnson found a new way. He studied his powers and realized that he had special athletic and physical abilities, so he became a professional wrestler. His father was also a famous wrestler, so both of them started training together. Initially, people did not like Johnson. He wrestled under different names and was often rejected, but he did not give up and continued to explore his new mission. He worked hard to create his own persona called The Rock, which made him a star. He won several world titles and gained recognition in the wrestling world. Like The Rock, you can find new opportunities for yourself by being open, never giving up, and knowing who you are. Your passion, skills, and experience all have to be combined for a clear mission. It will never happen that you sit and watch TV and your mission will come to you on its own. Rather, for this, you will have to work very hard, stay strong, and keep looking for new ways until you find your path. Your fear conversion toolkit. Are you aware of your fear? We all have things that hold us back. Some people are afraid of the dark, while others are afraid of public speaking. The most common fears we face while discovering our mission are fear of failure, success, and judgment. The fear of failure creates self-doubt and stagnation in us. When you have a fear of failure, you become paralyzed. Thinking about what mistakes you might make keeps you trapped in your comfort zone. To achieve your full potential, you have to find new opportunities to grow. To get rid of the fear of failure, you have to change its meaning. Instead of considering failure as a lack of ability, See it as an opportunity to learn and grow. To increase your confidence, set small goals that you find easy to achieve. If your goals are big, then keep a backup plan. If plan A fails, you should have other options. Apart from this, your overall purpose of achieving something should be more important than your fear. The fear of success can be just as damaging as the fear of failure. If you fear your potential, you will lose out on opportunities to achieve greatness and exhaust yourself by overworking yourself to keep momentum. Some people do not enjoy success because they feel that they still have to prove themselves. That is, even if they achieve their milestones, these people have a fear in their mind that they might lose their success. Due to this, a cycle of unhealthy habits is formed which can lead you to fatigue, depression, and insanity. To overcome the fear of success, you have to change its definition and the way you approach it. Success is not a one-time event, but a journey that continues forever. Therefore, it is very important to take easy and practical steps to fulfill your dreams. You have to grow by moving forward with one step at a time and never compromise with your health. The final fear is the fear of being judged. The fear of being judged leads us to self-doubt and forgetting our values in an attempt to please others. This fear can force you to stay in an unfulfilling relationship or avoid new opportunities. Always expecting approval from others is not good for your confidence. To overcome this fear, you need to set clear boundaries, take feedback from people close to you who you trust, and focus on positive thoughts and experiences. You strengthen positive memories. You can take the help of self-affirmations to overcome negativity. Your focus should be only on your self-growth and do not worry about what people will say. You can convert this fear into an opportunity for greatness through the fear converter exercise. First, make a list of your fears. In this, you have to write down everything that scares you, whether it is a small thing or a big one. Writing down your fears reduces their power. Then they become just words on paper instead of becoming negative thoughts in your mind. Clear your mind and look at your fears from an objective point of view. Next, formulate your fears. This means what are your top 3 or 5 fears that are hindering your progress the most. Use if, then statements for each of your fears and think about what is the real reason behind your fear. For example, if you're afraid of public speaking, you might say, "I'm afraid of speaking in front of people because I'm afraid I'll stutter, break a sweat, or forget what I was supposed to say and be made fun of." If you look at the reason behind this fear, then actually you are not afraid of public speaking, but you are afraid that people might make fun of you. To overcome this fear, you can practice your speech by speaking it repeatedly in advance and prepare well. Finally, turn your fear into a positive affirmation. Instead of saying, "I'm afraid of public speaking," say, "What I'm going to share will help a lot of people. I'm ready to become a good public speaker. I'm confident in my skills." In this way, you can replace your limiting beliefs with strong thoughts. Notice how your body feels when you repeat positive affirmations. If you feel relief and excitement, it's a good sign that you're moving in the right direction. Over time, this exercise will train your mind to not think too much before doing anything. Once you overcome all fears, it will release your full potential and you will be ready to face any kind of challenge. When Lewis learned about doing business online, he was a bit nervous because he was nervous about speaking in front of people because he was afraid of being judged by people. But he did not lose heart and tried to understand the reason behind his fear. Lewis saw public speaking as an opportunity through which he could share his valuable message. This strong purpose gave him confidence, and he went on to become a great speaker. Unless you manage your fears, they will keep pulling you back. Each one of us has immense potential inside us. By turning your fears into positive power, you can achieve whatever you want. Healing your past. When someone experiences any kind of trauma, it has a profound effect on his mind. Even after the incident is past, the trauma definitely affects the current state of the person. If you keep repeating unhealthy patterns and are in a toxic relationship, it is because you have not yet dealt with your past trauma. We have all experienced painful memories that we try to hide from others because we don't want to remember them. But this effort to avoid pain keeps you trapped in your past forever. That's why it's important to face your trauma so that you can heal from it and move on in life. To heal your past, you must first see how your childhood trauma is affecting your present decisions. For this, it is very important that you study your behavior and increase your self-awareness. If you think you may be exposed to a toxic substance if you are in a relationship because you want to fix someone, it is not you but your trauma speaking. Some people are attracted to abusive partners because they enjoy being in such harmful relationships, but if you don't break the cycle, you will always be unhappy. Let's understand this with an example. Once the author of this book, Lewis, met a woman during an Uber ride in Atlanta. This woman's father had abandoned her when she was a child, and her mother was struggling with drug addiction. So at a young age, the responsibility of taking care of her mother fell on her shoulders. Even after growing up, she kept repeating the same pattern. She used to try to heal men who were victims of addiction. The result was that as soon as one abusive relationship ended, she would start another one. She was completely unaware that she was repeating the trauma of her childhood. But it was necessary to break this cycle, for which she started healing her inner child. Only after healing was she able to start a healthy relationship. Traumas that are not healed often lead us to unhealthy coping mechanisms. You may find yourself using different methods to numb your pain or avoid dealing with your difficult emotions. Some people start drinking alcohol, while others get caught in the trap of drugs or other addictions. Some immerse themselves in their work, i.e. they become workaholics, while others become people pleasers, who keep their own happiness at stake and keep trying to make others happy. Lewis also used unhealthy coping mechanisms in the past. He worked hard to avoid feeling small and insecure and became a strong athlete. Of course, this made him very successful in the outside world, but it did not ease the pain inside. Eventually, he realized that he would never be able to achieve his purpose in life by throwing himself into work. The second step to healing from your past is to change your unhealthy coping mechanisms into healthy behaviors. To begin, first identify your coping mechanisms, understand the reasons and triggers behind them, and analyze your patterns for avoiding further pain. After this, on healing your inner child, do the work. Healing your inner child means recognizing the unfulfilled needs and wounds of your childhood and doing something about them today as an adult. You have to give your inner child the love, protection, and assurance it never received. If you feel that when you are going through this pain, if you find yourself isolating yourself a lot, you need to replace it with something healthier. For example, you can take a weekend off, go hiking, or spend the whole day having fun and relaxing. To heal your inner child, you have to become your own supportive friend. Instead of criticizing your behavior, change your self-talk. Be a supportive friend to yourself. Try to become an inner coach. To always improve and grow myself, encourage. Be patient or kind with yourself. Appreciate your progress and don't let your fear control your decisions. Don't vote. Dr. David Perlmutter, a board-certified neurologist, explains that our brain has two parts, fear-based and compassionate. The fear-based part is the reactive part and wants immediate gratification, while the compassionate part is responsible for making logical and clear decisions. By focusing on the compassionate part, you can make thoughtful and healthy decisions. To access your compassionate side, practice mindfulness. Be fully present in the moment and pay attention to your thoughts and emotions without judging them. This way you can stop yourself when your fear-averse and reactive brain starts to take over. Through meditation and deep breathing techniques, you can train your brain to use its compassionate side more often. Finally, you should set realistic and achievable goals. Divide big goals into smaller goals so that you can make continuous progress without any pressure. Your small victories, celebrate these to build confidence and strengthen your positive habits. This will silence your inner critic and strengthen your sportive inner coach. Looking back at your past doesn't mean that you regret your suffering feeling. It just helps you see why you are the way you are today. Once you understand the patterns that past events have created these scars, so you can change them and begin your healing. Healing requires accepting your past, nurturing your inner child, and developing a supportive inner coach. Keep strengthening yourself. Love yourself the way you are and set healthy boundaries. If needed, you can also seek help from a therapist or counselor. Remember, healing is a journey, and you can start this journey at any time. Finding your identity. What is your identity? Your identity includes your unique qualities, beliefs, personality traits, and experiences. It defines who you are, how you think, and how you behave. It also determines how you experience the world and communicate with others. Several factors such as environment, experiences, relationships, and choices can influence your identity. However, it is very important to know your identity because only by being honest with yourself can you live a happy and satisfied life. But when you forget who you are, you can end up chasing goals that are far removed from what you truly desire. To discover your identity, you must first understand who you are and who you want to be. Make a list of your beliefs, values, strengths, and weaknesses. Ask yourself, am I happy with my identity? Or, do I know my meaningful mission? Answering these questions will increase your self-awareness and help you understand where you are now and where you want to be 10 years from now. You need to write a meaningful mission manifesto, MMM, which will help you define your purpose and take action to live your truth. After knowing your identity, you have to make a list of the behaviors that you want to change. Think about your bad habits that you want to give up and also about the habits that you want to adopt. Choose some positive actions and imagine how your life will change. Don't forget to think about the impact you have on others. Get clear on your life's purpose and make a plan to change. Learning new skills is also very important to build your identity. Identify the skills you need and want to improve and work hard to develop them. For example, join an online course or read a book to learn money-saving tips. Constant learning will help you grow and match your actions with your identity. For example, Anthony Cooper used MMM to overcome his procrastination habit. To do this, he started tracking his daily habits and identified the habits that were holding him back. He knew that procrastination was the biggest obstacle that was keeping him from becoming the person he wanted to be. To commit to change, Anthony wrote down his goals in a meaningful mission manifesto, MMM. He wrote down the habits he wanted to break and the positive habits he wanted to develop. This helped him create a clear plan for changing himself. Anthony decided that he would focus his time on productive activities to combat his procrastination habits. He started spending less time on things like binge-watching and playing video games. Instead, he started going out with friends, sought help from a business coach, and started keeping a journal. Anthony also learned to be kind to himself when he made a mistake. This positive attitude helped him overcome the habit of negative self-talk that often develops in us due to the habit of procrastination. By being kind to himself, he was able to recover from his failures very quickly and always remained motivated. Anthony's MMM also pushed him to commit to his personal growth. He made sure his actions reflected his values and long-term goals by learning new skills and developing good habits. So you can be like Anthony and update your identity. Write your MMM, keep learning new skills, keep evaluating and improving yourself. Remember that your identity can evolve with your experiences and choices. Take control of your actions and always stay true to yourself. The mindset in motion cycle mindset has three main parts: thoughts, emotions, and behavior. Thoughts are your ideas. Emotions are your feelings. And behavior means how you behave. These three elements are always interconnected and affect each other. To change your mindset, you need to learn to understand and manage all three well. Your thoughts express your beliefs. They can be positive or negative. Positive thoughts lead us to better emotions and actions, while negative thoughts lead to worse emotions and behavior. For example, when you think, "I can be successful," it boosts your confidence and motivates you to take action. Whereas, on the other hand, if the thought comes to your mind that, "I am a failure," it makes you feel disappointed, hopeless, and you start thinking that you are useless and your desire to try again ends. Emotions are feelings that are created by your thoughts and experiences. They can motivate you to take action or make you stop. Negative emotions like fear and anger can keep you stuck in your past, which can have a negative impact on your present life. While positive emotions like happiness and gratitude push you to move towards your goals. If you learn to handle your emotions well, they will help you move forward instead of pulling you back. Behavior means the actions you take based on your emotions or thoughts. Only when your consistent actions reflect positive thoughts and emotions can you grow and reach your goals. That is, to become more productive, you must know how to handle your thoughts and emotions properly. When these three mindset components come together when you work, a mindset in motion cycle is created. This cycle proves how thoughts, emotions, and behavior are interconnected and continuously impact each other. When you think positively, you feel better emotions, which later translates into better behavior. These positive behaviors strengthen your thoughts, creating a cycle of growth and improvement. In stark contrast, negative thoughts lead to negative emotions and unproductive behavior, creating a cycle of stagnation or failure. You can think of the mindset in motion cycle as a straight line. When your thoughts are positive, your emotions are supportive, and your behavior is effective. On the other hand, when you are caught in negative thinking, this cycle becomes uneven and harmful. Negative thoughts create negative emotions, which lead to bad behavior. Once you are caught in this negative cycle, it becomes very difficult to free yourself from this negativity. In such a situation, emotional agility can help you. Emotional agility means trying to understand or cope with your emotions, even when facing negative experiences. To do this, first recognize your emotions, understand how they affect your thoughts and behavior, and then manage them to support your goals. To do this, be aware of your feelings and deal with them. When something happens, don't ignore or deny your feelings. Instead, accept them and try to understand how they affect your thoughts and actions. Ask yourself how your feelings are influencing your thinking. Are these reasons? Are you having negative thoughts? Are these thoughts telling you to act in a wrong way? For example, when you get angry, you start thinking negative things about yourself or others, due to which you say the wrong thing or do something wrong. Once you understand the impact of your emotions, you can do things to manage them, like choosing how you spend time with how will you respond to feelings so that it helps you reach your goals. Do not let anger overwhelm you, but take a deep breath and think about your goal with a cool mind. Your goal may be to have a calm and productive day. Responding with kindness and taking breaks to calm your mind will help you stay on track. Managing your emotions doesn't mean ignoring them. It means responding to them mindfully so that they support the overall quality and purpose of your life. That means to achieve greatness, you have to understand and manage your thoughts, emotions, and behavior. It is very important to do this. Develop your emotional strength to change your behavior and grow. Start by taking small steps. You have to keep making a constant effort to develop a more positive and growth mindset. Define your greatness goals if you want to be successful in any field. Then you will also have to learn how to set clear goals for it, how to create effective strategies, and how to maintain your focus. Without goals, you can easily get distracted and stray from your path. Setting goals will give you the focus and determination that will help you achieve what you want. You can use the Greatness Performance System, GPS, to set and achieve your goals. This system requires 3 life goals. Key areas to focus on: business, relationships, and challenge, i.e. health. Choose 3 main goals in each area. Then decide the main goal of each category. You can create a clear path to success by asking yourself questions like, what do I want? Why do I want this? And next, what is step? The Greatness Performance System also involves setting and scheduling your goals with a clear structure and standards. Researcher Katie Milkman has found that when people follow a strict schedule, they are more likely to achieve their goals. The possibility of achieving it increases. In 2008, the author of this book, Louis Beijing, I was very inspired by the Olympics, especially from Michael Phelps, who won many medals. While watching the Olympics, Toulouse discovered the game of team handball, which was a completely new sport to him. Team handball is very popular in Europe, but not as popular in the United States. It is a fast-paced game that combines elements of basketball, lacrosse, and soccer. In it, players have to shoot a mini soccer ball into a small goal with their hands. After retiring from football due to an injury, Louis wanted to play team handball and also wanted to join the US national team. He felt he had the ability to excel as an athlete. There is still a long way to go. However, this task was not that easy, and he had to face many difficulties. There was no team handball club in Ohio, and the sport was not professionally organized in the United States. The top club was in New York, and players there were not paid to play. They simply played the sport for fun. But Louis did not lose heart. He wanted to go to New York to learn team handball and become a national player. He wanted to join the team. By the early 2010s, he had earned enough money from his online marketing business to move to New York. Louis was a bit confused when he went to that club. There he was the only Native American among players from different European countries. Louis, he introduced himself and told him that his dream was to join the national team and go to the Olympics. The players laughed at him at first after hearing what he said, but Louis did not give up. He started building relationships with people and became a part of this sport. Started learning basics. After months of practice and hard work, Louis's skills improved significantly. After 9 months, he joined the US national team and participated in the Pan American Championships in Buenos Aires, Argentina. Over the next 9 years, Louis toured with the national team to numerous tours to the UK, Spain, Brazil, Mexico, and Canada. Competed in international competitions. Louis's football coach played a huge role in his success. This coach helped him set goals and achieve them. He was good at achieving goals. He used to set goals for his team by asking them what they wanted to achieve in each season. Then the team, he would make a detailed schedule with specific actions to reach his goal. Having a structured routine makes it easier for you to achieve your goals. For example, Louis created a structured routine for himself. I had a set morning routine. I started my day, always start with an activity that generates energy and boost focus, like making your bed, exercising, taking cold showers, and meditating. Use the Greatness Performance System to set and achieve goals for your business, relationships, and health. Define your goals, create a strategy, and follow it with focused energy. Your dedication and effort will always lead you to achieve your dreams. Conclusion: developing a greatness mindset to overcome challenges, upgrade your skills, and improve the quality of your overall life. It is very important. In this summary, you learned the key principles for developing a greatness mindset. First, you learned that a greatness mindset is a combination of 3 things: having a clear purpose, being flexible, and taking consistent action. Second, you learned that having a strong mission clearing your path to create the life you want and deserve. You can find your mission by exploring your passions, strengths, and skills. Third, you have proven failure in your mind. You need to overcome the fear associated with success and judgment and turn them into powerful tools. By using mindfulness and positive affirmations, you can transform your fears and release your full potential. Fourth, you learned how to heal childhood trauma by identifying and correcting them. You can break your negative patterns and develop healthier mechanisms for dealing with things. By increasing your self-awareness, you can learn to deal with your childhood, dealing with the trauma of, and having a supportive inner coach. You can heal yourself by developing. Fifth, you learned that you can define your identity by understanding your unique qualities, beliefs, and experiences. To stick to actions that match your values and goals, you can write a meaningful mission manifesto, MMM. Sixth, you have learned that thoughts, emotions, and behavior are interconnected. If you learn to manage your thoughts, you can control your emotions and change your behavior. This cycle continues again and again. It keeps repeating and takes your mindset towards great changes. Finally, you've learned that setting and achieving goals for your business, relationships, and health requires a structured routine. It helps you to create a goal. Apart from this, you also start becoming more responsible. By being consistent, you can turn your goals into real results. If you want to remove your limitation, if you are a great person and want to unleash your power, then use the principles you've learned from this summary to develop your greatness mindset. Think about your current life and try to understand who you are, where you want to be, and what problems you want to solve. Your own meaningful mission. Create a manifesto, MMM, and commit to taking consistent and purposeful action daily. Adopt a growth mindset. Be kind to yourself during failures, and stay focused on your long-term goals. Remember, the journey to greatness begins with the first step. So start today and unlock the power of your mind to live your best life. Finally, if you have reached the end of this summary, then congratulations. There are very few people who invest time on knowledge. Otherwise, you could have wasted your time somewhere else.